Good morning, YouTube. How are you guys? Well, it is the 21st of November, and I'm sitting down here in Southern Command just waiting for the sun to come out. Unfortunately, we have the worst overcast day I think I've seen in a while. So, as you can see, I'm only getting in 1.18 kilowatts of power. I'm selling back to the grid at 1.51 kilowatts at that rate. So I'm actually, as you can see, this little red and green mix, I'm pulling from the battery at the same time that I'm selling. So it's powering the load, it's pulling from the battery, and hoping that the sun makes it up somewhere along the line. I just don't think it will today. But, there's always hope. I'm trying out the grid tie mode instead of the grid zero. I want to see exactly what it's going to do, because what I'm thinking is if it takes, let's say, 4 to 5 kilowatts overnight to keep my battery banks at the 90 to 95% range, then I will leave that on. I'll take that loss overnight, with the proviso that the next morning when I start selling, I'm already at 95% and can sell immediately and all day, so that not only will I make up what it took from the night, it'll, make 3 or 4 times that amount. And, from there, basically, allow me to continually keep my batteries topped up and allow me to sell back and still come out ahead of the game. So we're gonna play with that for a few days and see how it works. As you can see from this, it only took 3 kilowatt hours from the grid last night, to keep me basically at this state of charge, which is 90%. I'm actually losing more, now that I'm selling, of course. I'm losing more, by having no sun than I was last night, because it was just grabbing what it needed from the grid, a very small amount of power, but at the same time, keeping that battery bank, topped off. So we'll play with this for a few days. We won't be able to gauge, anything until it's sunny, but I think it'll be good. And keep in mind also that I'm going to be adding the LG packs to my battery bank, to give me an additional 30 plus kilowatt hours. So once those babies are online, then I will have a lot more storage to work with. So, we'll play with that and see how it goes. Right now, this is my home meter, my Neurio whole home electricity monitor. You see it running backward because I'm putting power back into the grid. And it's forecasting this amount, but it's going to be probably way less than that. Let's see. Last night, starting at midnight, this is what it took from the grid. The highest at one point was 1.2 kilowatts, so almost 1.3. The lowest, nothing. And then the average is this. So in total, from midnight till right now, we're talking about 5.25 kilowatts. That's in total. That has nothing to do with just what this system does. That, there are still a few circuits in my house that operate on the grid exclusively. They're very small, but they do run from time to time. So, that's where those little phantom loads come from. Also, my second system, my 24 volt PIP 24 inverter, or 4024, that's also hooked into the grid. So if the battery runs low on that, to a set point that I have set up, it will automatically start to charge itself back up from the grid and bring it back up to a level, and then go back to inverting. So maybe that has something to do with some of that load too. Obviously, very small amounts of power, but power nevertheless. So you have to account for it. Let's see. I think that is it for now. We'll continue to watch the weather and see where it goes. Anyway, it's 9:04, and I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure to like this video and share it. Make sure to get anybody you talk to involved in solar. It's the largest growing market apparently in the entire world. I think they said it just eclipsed nuclear and coal power altogether. It's going to be less money in the future, starting I guess right now, to run a solar power plant than it will to run a nuclear or a coal power plant. So that's something that's very, very interesting. To know that you can have a renewable resource that will cost less money to operate than, some kind of a fossil fuel or very dangerous, nuclear, kind of a, setup that requires all sorts of safeguards, things like that. Solar, of course, requires safeguards too. You're dealing with a lot of power, but at the same time, very easy to manage power. There's only so many things that can go wrong in a solar system, as opposed to a nuclear reactor that could, be hacked and anything could go wrong. And you're talking about a meltdown that would result in catastrophic damage, to all those involved, including anyone that's in the surrounding area. So, I think we're moving forward, hopefully, as a nation here. And, I am not a greenie by any stretch. I won't hug any tree. As a matter of fact, I'm the guy with the axe that'll probably knock every one of them down. Well, most of them. But in any case, you do have to have some semblance of respect for nature, and, and we go from there. Okay. Anyway, I will see you guys on my channel. Take care.